What's good, guys? Hope you guys are having an amazing day. We are back at it again. Feels like I'm doing the same. Feels like I'm eat, sleep, repeat. Eat, sleep, repeat. Eat, sleep, repeat. Eat, sleep, UFC. I want to say thank you guys for all the support, but I'm not going to lie, man. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I'm glad that I wasn't able to actually watch the full card. I'm glad that I was working, but Aaron Blanchfield, Macy Barber, that fight fell through. Next card, UFC 316, Merab O'Malley, alright, that was alright. Usman Buckley, alright, that was alright. Roundtree Hill, that was alright. You know, like, it's a little bit of lackluster, but I'm finally glad that we're over with that. And we got UFC 317. So, one thing I want to mention, guys, is I didn't watch all the fights. You know, I was working, so I'm going to give you guys a quick recap as best as I can, and we're going to talk about the bets after. I didn't really go too hard on the bets, but we'll talk about them after. Abdelawab loses to Usman. Fair. If you're not going to wrestle, if you can't get him down, I guess it's fair. I thought it was a little bit of a robbery, but I can't say that because I didn't watch the whole fight. You know, I was watching here and there, little glimpses of it. Azar versus Ulanbekov. This was a very good fight. One thing I will say is, I like how Islam gives Azad water. You know, like, it's very good courtesy. Islam, Habib, they give, you know, Islam was in the corner of Tagir, and he gave water to Azad after. So Azad will be back. He'll be back better than ever. I can't wait to see him back. Saigula, what I say I'd rather trade a Saigula loss as long as she can win. One of the most prettiest girls I've ever seen. And Mullins Zelikova, I didn't see it, but beautiful win for Daria Zelikova. Park with a great win. I will say, Ismail Nurdieva, you're a little bit of a cheater, my guy. A little bit, just a little bit. But we'll talk about that. I don't know, I believe it was an illegal strike, and then shout out to Park because he overwhelmed that, faced adversity, and he came back and won. Cole Elliott, I gotta watch that fight again, but I don't really want to watch it, to be honest. This card was pretty bad. Naimov grad, great win for Naimov. Salikov, beautiful fight. That's what I like to see. 100K bonuses, that's what I like to see. By far one of my favorite fights, and I went to actually go watch that back. Lock of the week hits. Obviously, the lock of the week was Moneyline because I wasn't going to be there Saturday, but we still hit it, baby. That's what lock of the week is. It's excitement. That's what I bring with lock of the week. Otobai, beautiful submission. Blaze, this is where I was watching a little bit. Blaze with a good 29-28 win. I will say that third round was sketchy, but the control against the fence helped. Fiziev Bahamondes is scooting on his butt. He's throwing a spin wheel kick that you can see from a mile away. I don't know if Bahamondes is as good as I thought he was, or I don't know. He'll be back. Fiziev is very good, but Bahamondes, you got to sharpen your tools up a little bit more. Let's go. Like, I don't know how you're getting taken down by Fiziev, but it happens. And Khalil Roundtree with a lackluster 5-round decision win, but it was very good. So, that was UFC Baku. Now we're going to get into the bets. The only bets that I actually played were for PFL. That's one of the only ones. Obviously, I tried to play fight doesn't go the distance, over 2.5 Baja fight, and then I had Medebek Otobai, but obviously that didn't hit because the fight went the distance. This is the one that I hit. Marceli Alves, Chinli Colgan by KO on points, Liz Camucci by KO on points, and Gadzi Rabanov by KO on points. $10 to win 32. So, you know, I didn't really have to go that crazy the next day. Then I had the same thing. Arichi Colgan by KO on points, over 2.5. Liz, the Coleman event, and then the under 1.5 with Kevin Levers, Gadzi Rabadanov. So it was a very good night for me. Shout out to Pick'em, because Pick'em was the guy who actually was giving out. He doesn't charge for bets. He does a fight companion for PFL, and he lets you know what he thinks. So shout out to Pick'em, because I love this card. This was the first time I was ever able to bet on PFL. So now, enough gish galloping. We're going to talk about UFC 317. Topuria versus Oliveira. I think this is as good as it gets. I cannot expect anything more. You know, we've had a bunch of lackluster events, especially main events. It's about time we get spoiled with a great card. So now, we're going to break down this entire card from top to bottom. Of course, we're on a 4-fight lock of the week streak. Zachary Reese, Joshua Van by KO on points, Mansour Abdul Malik by KO on points, and the fourth one was Nazim Sadikov. So tune into this Wednesday for 6 bets and lock of the week. I'll give you guys a good little sneaky lock of the week this Wednesday. So this is going to be a very good one. Let's go. Here we go. I believe it's a 12-fight card. So it's going to be absolutely amazing. Here we go. Drop me a like if you guys haven't already. Last time I asked for it. Let's go. Niko Price versus Jacobe Smith. Jacobe Smith's minus 1,400. By the way, everybody's at the carnival right now. And what am I doing? I'm doing prediction videos for UFC 317. So show me some love if you guys haven't. Comment 4-minute gang. Plus 684, Niko Price. This is a great way to start off the card. Niko is 16-8 overall, 2-3 out of his last 5. He lost to Phil Rowe by KO, Robbie Lawler by KO, and most recently lost to Themba Garimbo by decision. His most recent win is a win over Alex Moreno. One of my favorite fights from Niko Price is that KO off of his back against Randy Brown, where he was on his back and he just hammer-fisted Randy Brown. He actually knocked him out. Beautiful KO. I know it was long ago, but it was such a good win. Very notable performance for my guy Niko. Niko has only lost by decision twice in his entire career. Majority of the time he loses, it's inside the distance. Niko marches forward, looks to create chaos, loves to eat one, to give one, and work, work, work. Niko is a beast, but at 35, he isn't in his prime anymore, in my honest opinion. Jacobe Smith is the kryptonite to guys like Niko Price. Jacobe Smith reminds me so much of Mansour Abdul-Malik. Not of Umar Sy, because we know Umar Sy just got fraud checked. But he reminds me of Mansour Abdul-Malik. Jacobe Smith made waves when he fought Dana White Contender Series against Christine Savoy. Correct me if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Knocked him out 2 minutes and 55 seconds into round 2. And the way he put Preston Parsons out in round 1 with 1 minute and 13 seconds to go, with 1 minute and 13 seconds into round 1, was absolutely insane. Jacobe Smith has 7 TKOs in the first round, vicious ground and pound, 1 TKO in the second, and only 2 wins by decision. Smith is only 29, hasn't faced adversity, but I don't think he faces it here. Smith by ground and pound TKO. Give me Smith by round 2 KO. This guy's ground and pound is very vicious. Maybe Smith by KO is the way to go, just straight, because he's already a minus 1,400. So just give me Jacobe Smith round 2 TKO. I'll go ground and pound TKO. Let's go, my guy. Let's go. Jonathan Diniz versus Alvin Hines. This is going to be a good one. Jonathan Diniz minus 250. Alvin Hines plus 190. Diniz was supposed to fight Justin Tafa, and he was supposed to be on the main card. So this actually is a little bit of a massive downgrade. But at least it's a little bit of a more favorable matchup. Jonathan Diniz is a powerhouse. I'd say Diniz's biggest issue is his wrestling. He was giving his first pro loss his last time out against Marcin Tybura. Doctor stoppage. He stopped it after the second round. He couldn't get up if his life depended on it, literally. Diniz is 2-1 in the UFC. He has won by KO 6 times in the first, 1 TKO in the second, and only has won by decision 1 time. Massive red flag in my opinion. Diniz was a pro kickboxer before MMA. He has a wet noodle on his back, matched up against Alvin Hines, an undefeated heavyweight, each one to give one. He can wrestle very well. He has good timing on his takedowns, and once on top, he goes for position over submission. Good pressure on top. He, excuse me, has finished all but one guy out of all of his wins, so he's only won the distance once. I think this is Diniz's fight to win. He faced his toughest test already in a hard grappler, Marcin Tybura, last time out. I think Diniz should be able to be ready, should be able to land some strikes, and I think he's miles ahead in the striking department of Alvin Hines. I think he's miles ahead of Alvin Hines. Even if Diniz gets taken down, I'm banking on him being able to get back up and working on his get-up game. We saw a massive hole in his get-up game the last time out against Marcin Tybura. I'm banking that Jonathan Diniz has been working on his get-up game. Even if he doesn't get taken down this fight, he should be working on his wrestling always, always, always. I'll go Diniz by KO round 2. But you guys know me, I like Diniz by KO on points. Double chance. That double chance is a lifesaver. Let's go, my guy Diniz. Let's go. I'm not going to lie. My allergies aren't actually that bad. They're not that bad anymore. I feel good. Sedriques Dumas, minus 145. Jackson McVey, excuse me if I'm pronouncing that wrong, plus 125. Dumas was hiding in a dog crate while breaking in a house. He actually got arrested. He got charged with a bunch of charges. I'm glad my guy's free. You guys know me. Free Dumas. Free Dumas. We lost Paulo Costa versus Roman Kopylov, but now we get this. Sedriques Dumas has been charged with so many charges. I didn't even know. We looked him up. We looked up all his charges. That was actually crazy. Sedriques Dumas is 10-3 overall. His only 3 losses are 2. Josh Friend by sub, Rizibov by KO, and most recently, he got KO'd by Michael Olajaychuk. Dumas is very well-rounded, decent takedowns, once on top, content to go for position over submission. Dumas has been finished in all 3 of his losses. If he loses, it's most likely in devastating fashion. This is short notice. Matched up against Jackson McVey. He is 6-0 overall with 3 TKOs in the first round, 3 subs in the first round, and he has only been to the second round twice against Seth Stewart and DeMarcus Griffin. He has never been to the third round. Jackson just fought 2 weeks ago, June 13th. He won in the first round by knees and punches. He is huge, 6'4", good jab, can create chaos, good teep kicks, shoots with great timing, good footwork. This will be a tough test for both guys. Sedriques Dumas getting arrested and not being as sharp as normally is a massive red flag in my opinion. makes me think that Dumas might end up losing this fight. Dumas needs to survive the chaos. He can get in there and slow down the pace with his wrestling, but I think he's going to struggle here. The pick is going to be Jackson McVey. Early pick. Maybe I pick flip on Friday, but for right now, I got to go with momentum. And I'm kind of a little bit worried for Sedriques Dumas. You know, everything that's going on around him. I don't know if he's just here for a paycheck. I think Jackson inside the distance or no action, or just straight money line. Give me Jackson McVey to win this fight. I like money line plus 125. I wouldn't be surprised if he wins this fight inside the distance, but there's a massive, massive difference in age. 29 years old versus 26, and those 4 years are a massive difference in experience. So that alone can make Sedriques Dumas maybe slow down this fight, control the pace, and fight at his own pace. But give me Jackson McVey inside the distance. I'll go by KO or sub. Give me late third round. Let's go. I cannot believe this is on the prelims. This is a banger. Terrance McKinney versus Viacheslav Borshchev. I'm going to call him Slavaklaus because it's a little bit of a harder name for me to pronounce. Minus 200 for Terrance McKinney. Borshchev plus 154. This fight is an absolute war. You guys know me. Tricky fight. Black Ops Call of Duty Zombies mystery box. That's exactly how I describe Terrance McKinney. It's a great way to describe him. We don't know if we're going to get the teddy bear. We don't know if we're going to get the ray gun. It's a Black Ops Call of Duty Zombies mystery box. That's a great analogy in my opinion. Terrance is coming off of a win over Damir Hasdovic. He finished him. He is 6-4 in the UFC, losing to Drew Dober, Ismail Bonfim, Nazim Sadikov, and most recently, he lost to Esteban Ribovics. Terrance gets hit with a lot of wild shots that wouldn't normally land on a normal technical fighter. Terrance is so tricky, so athletic, but he can get cracked and he has no stamina the later the fight goes. 11 fights in the UFC, and he has never seen a third round. Maybe we could double check on that because I know some people say that he's actually never went the distance in the UFC, and that's true. But I believe he's never seen the third round. He's never touched the third round in the UFC. Yep. So that's going to be crazy. That gets me excited, though. Matched up against Slavaklaus. Slavaklaus is 8-5-1. He is 2-2-1 in his last 5, losing to Chase Hooper by Darce choke, and most recently he lost to Tom Nolan by decision. Slavaklaus has been taken down 30 times in his 8 UFC fights. That's a massive red flag. Terrance can definitely win this fight. I just don't know if he quits here or if he just gets put out cold. I hope none. The longer this fight goes, the more worse it is for Terrance. The pick is going to be Terrance McKinney, only 30. I know he's been put out cold before, but I believe in Terrance. Let's go, my guy T-Rex. Terrance McKinney by KO or on points. There is a submission factor, but I don't think it's going to be likely. Give me Terrance by KO or on points. I like Terrance McKinney. Let's go, my guy Terrance McKinney for the dub. But I'm scared for him. I'm scared. So low confidence. I'll go Terrance McKinney. Let's go. Yacht. This is going to be a banger. Viviane Araujo plus 190. Tracy Cortez minus 260. I can't wait for the ceremonial weigh-ins because it's going to be funny. This one is a weird one. Good fight here. Viviane Araujo is coming off of one of her best wins yet over Karine Silva. Her other win most recently is a decision win over Jennifer Maia. She is 13-6 overall. She has 5 fights by decision. She's lost 5 fights by decision, excuse me again, and has only been finished once in her entire career by KO. Araujo is a great striker, great volume, but eats one to give one. She has a negative striking differential. Araujo got lucky Karine Silva was performing like not to her fullest ability her last time out. Araujo averages around 2 takedowns per fight, 80% takedown defense, matched up against my baby girl, Tracy Cortez. Tracy Cortez is very pretty. We just saw Claudia Sagula win last week because of her looks. Tracy Cortez has an issue where she can just get tagged on the feet. Her striking is very flat-footed. Tracy is not particularly dangerous everywhere, although she has good BJJ. She does have great wins over Erin Blanchfield by split and Invictica 34, and has a great win over Jasmine Jasdavicius. Tracy is hotter, and she's younger, and she's more athletic. She's coming off of that short notice outing against Rose Namajunas, where she didn't have much to offer against Rose and was taken down. The pick is going to be Tracy Cortez, low confidence. Viviane Araujo has way better striking than Tracy Cortez, but Tracy has the gyat. And I think that's enough. Tracy needs to set up her takedowns. Tracy just needs to land one takedown. She can control once on top very well. I will say her striking is very atrocious. So more than likely I might be pick flipping on Friday. But for now, I think Tracy Cortez should be able to win this fight. I'm very confident in Tracy Cortez, but I will say, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. 38 versus 31. Tracy by decision is the play. I like the over 2.5 here. Give me Tracy Cortez for the dub. I'm banking on Viviane Araujo, her age being 38 years old. I'm banking on Tracy Cortez being able to have more cardio, being able to go more longer, and being able to get the takedown. If Tracy can't get the takedown, she's going to get screwed. Let's go, Tracy Cortez. Let's go. I got to snap out of it. Snap out of it. We got to get back into it. Hyder Amil versus Jose Delgado. This is as good as it gets. Plus 130 for Hyder Amil. Jose Delgado minus 166. Hyder Amil is a guy that I do not want to fade anymore. Time after time I pick against Amil. When he fought Jung Young Lee, he beat him by KO, and I picked against him. And I also picked against Hyder Amil when he fought William Gomis. Hyder Amil is 11-0, surprisingly the underdog. He's 3-0 in LFA, 3-0 in Bellator, and 3-0 in the UFC. Hyder is super aggro, good power, can wrestle if needed, not special in the wrestling department. Majority of Hyder Amil's wins are inside the distance, mostly by KO. He can get a bit wild, lose position chasing a finish. It was a close fight with William Gomis. Matched up against Jose Delgado. Delgado has 5 wins by KO, 4 wins by sub overall, and he only lost by decision once. He has a 100% finish rate. A very good athlete, great movement, great head movement as well, like a Mike Tyson style in and out. Delgado has an amazing ability to make things work and create chaos. He can wrestle, has it in his back pocket, but he can't really defend takedowns. The win over Connor Matthews in Delgado's UFC debut was amazing, but him not going the distance is a red flag. He has never been the distance once. If we look at his topology, this guy has never won by decision once, so that's a massive red flag in my opinion, and it's going to have a massive amount of consideration in my pick. Hyder Amil has faced more adversity at the highest level. We've seen him come back. I'm not sure if Delgado can come back. Earlier, I was on Delgado. You guys know me. I was on Delgado. I'm a huge Jose Delgado fan, but I'm going to have to pick Hyder Amil by 29-28 unanimous decision. But we know me. I like that double chance by KO on points. Give me Hyder Amil for the dub. Let's go, my guy Hyder Amil for the dub. Let's go. Jack Hermansson versus RoboCop. Gregory Rodrigues. Gregory Rodrigues minus 205. Jack Hermansson plus 158. This is a good fight. I think this fight is a great way to put... excuse me. I think this fight is a great way to just get the prelims started, to get people to watch early. Jack Hermansson is primarily a grappler at 24-8. He is 11-6 in the UFC, 13-2 in his last 5, losing to Sean Strickland by split, and Roman Dolidze by KO. His most recent outing is a 5-round main event win with 1 year and 4 months ago against Joe Pyfer. He lost the first 2 rounds and then he won the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Jack Hermansson, maybe plus 3.5 would be a sneaky play here. Matched up against RoboCop. RoboCop is 16-6 overall, 7-3 in the UFC. Coming off a KO loss to Jared Cannonier 21 seconds into round 4 after gassing like he had an asthma attack after blowing his entire load on Jared. Pause. And then dropping him. The win streak RoboCop was on, beating Dennis Tillulin, Brad Tavares, and Christian Leroy Duncan was a great run. RoboCop is a black belt, but mainly a powerhouse, maybe a glass cannon, but we don't know yet. RoboCop can struggle the longer the fight goes, but his wrestling is always in RoboCop's back pocket. It's a good weapon in his arsenal, and he should use it this time around. Maybe after winning the first, he loses the second, and then maybe he can wrestle the third. But cardio is not on Gregory Rodrigues' side. He's so huge. It's like this guy runs out of gas very fast. Or maybe he can win the first and second round. Gregory Rodrigues is the pick. RoboCop by KO on points, but low confidence. Let's go, my guy RoboCop, to get back in the win column. If you guys don't know, Jared Cannonier actually has a win over Jack Hermansson. They both lost to Jared Cannonier. Yeah, right here. But he actually lost in round 2. You know, RoboCop actually made it more competitive. MMA math doesn't always work. Give me RoboCop by KO on points. Let's go, my guy. Let's go. It's going to be a crazy fight. Now we're on the main card. Payton Talbott versus Felipe Lima. Payton Talbott plus 148. Felipe Lima minus 192. Sorry, guys, if the water's a little too loud. It actually helps. It actually helps me talk a little bit better. If you like entertainment, this is the fight for you. Payton is 9-1, flashy striker, good power, good 1-2, great low kicks. He has an amazing ability to create an opening and capitalize on the shot. Against Ioni Barcelos, he suffered his first pro MMA loss. He was grappled heavy and surprisingly survived while being put in danger. Talbot can sometimes worry a bit too much of how he looks rather than how he fights. We'll see how his hair looks here. Payton has 1 TKO in the first, 4 TKOs in the second, and 2 TKOs in the third. 1 win by submission, and 1 win by decision. He is 3-1 in the UFC. Payton is looking to get back in the win column, matched up against Felipe Lima. He is 27 years old. at 14-1-0. He is 2-0 in the UFC. Lima has 4 wins by TKO, 3 wins by sub, and 7 wins by decision. Lima is a great prospect in the making. Great grappling, a good one too. Great double leg, great timing on his takedowns. Lima doesn't have an insane amount of power, but he always makes things work. Lima's on a 14-fight win streak. His only loss is his first bout by sub. Lima, last time out, had a great win over Miles Johns. He outworked him. I can see Lima winning the first and second, and then maybe Payton Talbott having some success in the third round. Payton was taken down by a 5-time national Brazilian wrestling champ. I can see Talbott hurting Lima, maybe a little bit too late in the third round, and then Lima winning by 29-28 unanimous decision. I need Talbot to work. I need him to work the teeps to the body, work the body kick, set up that high kick, and bring that forward pressure. At times he had success against Raoni Barcelos. I remember seeing Barcelos shoot out of desperation. Obviously he got him down, but Talbot is that guy that can make you shoot out of desperation. And we've seen when guys shoot out of desperation, it's more telegraphed. I can see Talbot having success in the third round, but obviously, a little too late. The pick is going to be Felipe Lima by 29-28 unanimous decision. I think he's too good, too smooth, too clean. Lima can overwhelm Payton Talbot. And I think it's because Lima has faced so much more adversity and he's actually survived and came back and won. Give me Felipe Lima by 29-28 unanimous decision. Let's go, my guy. Let's go. All right. Beneil Dariush versus Renato Moicano. Beneil Dariush plus 134, Renato Moicano minus 146. This is a banger fight. A fight that was supposed to happen at UFC 311. Beneil is 22-6 overall on a 2-fight losing skid. 2, Charles Oliveira by KO. And most recently, he got knocked out cold by Arman Tsarukyan in 1 minute and 4 seconds. That was crazy. That was crazy. Like, he got knocked out by Arman in 1 minute. In literally 1 minute. 1 year and 6 months ago in round 1. Beneil Dariush is 16-6 in the UFC. Beneil has never lost by decision. 5 wins by KO, 8 wins by sub, and 9 wins by decision. Beneil has been KO'd 4 times in the first round. 4 times in the first round. Once in the second. He's only been subbed once. Matched up against Renato Money Moicano, 36 years old, at 20 wins, 6 losses, and 1 draw. He lost to the champ on short notice against Islam Makhachev. Both of these guys are ready, but Beneil is getting older and older as the days go. Moicano makes things work, forward pressure. He does have a questionable chin. He averages almost 2 takedowns per fight. He drags you down, once on top, very good control. Renato actually had some success against Islam. Remember when he made Islam Makhachev slip? I'm not going to lie, that was actually pretty funny. When Renato made Islam slip, I'm burping like crazy. When Renato made Islam slip, he had a little bit of aura for at least like 8 seconds. But hey, he probably would have done better than Beneil. Beneil having the longest... take that with a grain of salt. Take that with a grain of salt. Beneil having one of the longest layoffs in the card makes me worried. Moicano said on his podcast, he's very busy. He has a new gym, social media. He has a kid. He's got a lot to deal with. He got an insane amount of fame. I still think Moicano should be able to win. But I can see Beneil picking Moicano apart on the outside, kind of like Beneil did against Mateusz Gamrot. If you guys don't know, Beneil actually dropped Gamrot. He looked amazing. If that Beneil shows up, Beneil can definitely win this fight. I'm going to go Renato Moicano. I still think he should be able to win, but I can see Beneil picking him apart on the outside. Moicano by KO or submission. I'll go round 3. Inside the distance. Let me go my guy, Renato Money Moicano. That's going to be a crazy fight, though. I can definitely see Beneil winning. I can definitely see it, but may the best man win. I got my guy, Moicano. Brandon Royval versus Joshua Van. Brandon Royval minus 118. Joshua Van minus 108. Banger fight. One of my favorite fights on the entire card. Number 11 ranked Joshua Van is taking on number 1 ranked Brandon Royval. This is as good as it gets. Brandon Royval is a high output, high volume striker, landing almost 5 significant strikes per minute. He has pressure and he works. He has a lot of weapons in his arsenal. I will say his weapons vary, such as elbows, good 1-2, uppercuts, low kicks. This guy is always working, always sharpening up his tools in the toolbox. I'd say his elbows from bottom are very dangerous. Brandon is 17-7, 4 wins by KO, 9 wins by sub, and 4 wins by decision. 3 of those by split. Matched up against Joshua Van. Joshua Van is only 23. He has great volume, great output, and he lands 8 significant strikes per minute. Joshua Van has 7 wins by KO, 2 wins by sub, and 5 wins by decision. We just saw Joshua Van win against Bruno Silva, and he put an absolute beating on him. He is 7-1 in the UFC at only 23 years old. Doesn't get any better than this. Joshua Van looked amazing against Bruno Silva, but at the highest level of competition, Royval has more experience, he's fought for the belt, and he has faced more adversity, and he has an amazing ability to just survive. Even against, I think it was Brandon Moreno the first time, he hurt his shoulder, right? He hurt his shoulder against Brandon Moreno, and after he hurt his shoulder or it popped, he's still wiggling out, he's still trying to, he's not quitting. He doesn't just, okay, my shoulder's gone, I'm just going to accept defeat. Rewatch that fight against Brandon Moreno. He was moving, he was trying, he was still trying to his best ability to survive. Obviously, they had to stop it. But man, was that a good fight. Even against Brandon Royval, when he fought Kai Kara-France, that was a banger fight as well. This guy, Brandon Royval, can't have a boring fight. Maybe against Pantoja, but that's Pantoja's fault. That's not, it takes two to tango. This guy had a war with Kai Kara-France for 6 minutes. I'm going to have to go my guy, Brandon Royval. I'm going to pick money line. Just give me Brandon Royval money line. I'll go by 29-28 unanimous decision. To get a little bit more fancy. But just give me Brandon Royval money line. Minus 118. Let's go my guy, Brandon Royval for the dub. But I would love to see Joshua Van win. I'd trade Brandon Royval loss just for a Joshua Van win. Alexander Pantoja versus Kai Kara-France. Pantoja minus 290. Kai Kara-France plus 215. The rematch. A lot of people aren't going to say this is a rematch, but it is a rematch. Even though it was an exhibition, it's still a rematch. This is a rematch. The first time these two fought was on The Ultimate Fighter. Pantoja was able to win by decision. Alexander Pantoja is on the road to being one of the greatest flyweights champs ever. We know Mighty Mouse is up there. He always goes forward. He looks to stick to his game plan, decent power, good leg kicks, and he has an amazing fight IQ and decision making. I'd say his decision making is very, very good. It's why he's champion. Pantoja is 13-3 in the UFC, looking to defend his belt for the 4th time. Pantoja lost to Askar Askarov and Davison Figueiredo most recently. Pantoja is primarily a grappler. His bread and butter is pressure, he has a forward style, high volume, high output striker, mixed with some great BJJ and grappling. He's very well rounded. Pantoja, at 35 years old, might retire soon. Matched up against Kai Kara-France. Kai Kara-France is a very unique fighter with an amazing amount of power. He has 88% takedown defense, and he's coming off of what should be a 2-fight win streak, but he broke a 2-fight losing skid recently, beating Steve Erceg by KO with a right cross. Kai lost to Brandon Moreno. Then, he lost a robbery, razor-close decision against Amir Albazi. Kai can tend to let his hands go and just go off. When Kai is in his flow state, you can see it from a mile away. Even against Steve Erceg, he's downloading data, and he downloads data like no other. He read Steve Erceg like a book. He can download data very well and adjust in between rounds. Against Brandon Moreno, he had a massive hole, not being able to avoid that blasting body kick. But he still had a very good performance against Brandon Moreno. Pantoja by 48-47, 49-46, and 48-47 unanimous decision. Maybe even split. This guy Pantoja won a split against Steve Erceg, I believe. Oh, it was unanimous, but that was a close fight. Give me Pantoja, 48-47, 49-46, and 48-47 unanimous decision. But I like Pantoja by submission round points as well. Let's go my guy Pantoja for the dub. Let's go. Alright, here we go. Had to get all of it out. Let's go. Minus 500 for Ilia Topuria, Charles Oliveira, plus 340. Main event of the evening, boys and girls. This is as good as it gets. Finally, we get a banger co-main event. You heard Jamal Hill and Khalil Rountree. Khalil Rountree said I was trying to protect myself. I'm like, bruh. Bruh. Imagine. Alright, let's get a good main event. Please, MMA gods, give us a good main event. This will be fun. To Bronx versus El Matador. Finally, we get a fun main event. We saw Macy Barber, Aaron Blanchfield cancel. We had Mateusz Gamrot versus Ludovic Klein main event. We saw Merab just dominate O'Malley. We saw Usman just dominate Buckley. We saw Khalil just dominate Jamal Hill. Can I get a war? Is this too much to ask? Even if the war is for 5 minutes, can I get a back and forth war? We need a war. Charles Oliveira has a lot of different outcomes for this fight. Most submission wins in the UFC. Oliveira's 3-2 in his last 5, losing to Islam Makhachev and most recently Arman Tsarukyan. Oliveira's coming off of a rematch decision win over Michael Chandler. I thought he looked off in that fight. He got hurt bad in the 5th round against Michael Chandler, and he had to control Michael Chandler. We just saw Paddy finish Chandler, something Olives couldn't do the second time. I know Charlie Olives finished him the first time, but Father Time gets to us all. He has gotten dropped in almost every single one of his fights. He always turns it up a notch when he gets dropped, though. This is a big ask, even as a massive Charles Oliveira fan. Matched up against Ilia Topuria. Incredible knockout power, incredible footwork, an amazing sub game. Ilia started as a grappler. His first 7 wins by sub. He has a wide variety of subs: triangle choke, rear naked choke, guillotine choke, anaconda choke, and triangle armbar. He has yet to win by Dars. Ilia is competing at 155 for the second time in the UFC. Ilia was dropped against Jai Herbert at 155. Everybody's going to be talking about that. Crazy head kick, and then he recovered. Showed great recovery, and he showed a great chin made out of granite. At 16-0, many are expecting Ilia to just knock out Oliveira badly cold. But I can see Ilia Topuria subbing Charles Oliveira. Charles has proven himself over and over again. This is the new gen, and he's fighting Ilia, who is only 28, 35 versus 28. Ilia as the lightweight champ will be insane. And I feel like we're in the Matrix. I gotta sneeze, but I couldn't sneeze. Maybe that sneeze went to the Matrix. But I will say, I like the over or the under 1.5 here. The total is at an over or under 1.5 for a lightweight fight. I think there's some good value on either the over or under. Obviously, only one of them is gonna hit, but I gotta, maybe I can see the over 1.5 hitting. Ilia is going to be the pick, but can you imagine if Charles Oliveira is working in the clinch, landing knees, has a good collar tie, and off the break he lands a nice 2, just like he did against Justin Gaethje. A nice right, and he can survive enough. Hopefully he can survive into the second round. I'm a massive Charles Oliveira fan. I secretly want that over 1.5 to hit. So I want Charles Oliveira to survive. Give me a war. Maybe Charles Oliveira loses, but as long as he lasts over that 1.5, I think we should be good. I'm going to go Ilia by KO round 3. But I'd take Ilia by submission or KO. I will say Charles Oliveira sometimes has a high guard, so maybe Ilia Topuria is going to the body and then he goes upstairs. Maybe, a lot of Ilia Topuria's KOs are off the cage, off that black line. If you back up enough to off the black line, if you get behind that black line, Ilia's going to tee off. We saw against Max Holloway, he had an overwhelming amount of power. Mixed in with volume as well. I'm going to have to go my guy Ilia inside the distance. Give me Ilia by KO or submission. I like the double chance. And give me the over 1.5. May the best man win. Obviously, it's going to be a banger fight. It's going to be a banger fight. May the best man win. But I will say, I would love that over 1.5 to hit, guys. Let me know what you guys think. I got Ilia by KO round 3. But I would love to see him hit a Darce choke. He doesn't have a Darce choke. He does have an Anaconda choke, but those are 2 different chokes. Give me Ilia Topuria by round 3 KO. If not by submission, I'll go Darce choke. Let's go my guy Ilia for the dub. I will say we're going to see how he fills out for lightweight. It's his second time fighting at lightweight. It's a permanent shift to lightweight. 5'7" to 5'10". We'll see how the face-offs look. We'll see at the presser on Thursday. Tune into Wednesday's 6 best bets and lock of the week. 69 inch reach to 74. It's going to be a banger fight, guys. May the best man win. Let me know what you guys think of this card. Let me know who's your lock. Obviously, hit the notifications, guys. Drop a like on the stream. On this on this video if you guys haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next one. The best is blessed, baby. God bless. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great week and have an even better weekend. Peace.